Okay, where do we start?
You know, this is my tribe, like this is my family.
Even, an extra few hundred a month back then was a game changer for us.
I probably came to a conclusion that maybe I just wasn't on the right vehicle.
There's no way that I could have created the income I have today through business without this incredible model and mentorship to support me.
Are we on? We're on.
Hello. Ant, what was the reason why you decided Juice Plus was a good vehicle for you guys?
I think first and foremost is the product. You know, if you're going to stand behind something, you want to make sure it's not a fad. You know, it hasn't just been around for a few years. So I think the longevity of the product, that there was so much research to it, the quality of care behind the farming, the production, all the way through to just the customer experience, so that, this is going to be here long term.
Well, as a stay-at-home mum, it was important to me to be able to find something where I didn't have to compromise on my value to be there for the kids every day, but I also wanted to be able to create some financial independence in my life and security for my future. And this was a place where I was able to do that without sacrificing on time with my kids. It was a product that was in line with my values around providing healthy food and nutrition for my family every day. And just the safety and longevity of the company and the product was just incredible and hard to say no to.
I think for me, we'd loved business for a very long time and studied different business models, and being in traditional business and in software, we learnt a lot of different business models. And we were always were curious about the franchise model, and we looked at some traditional franchises, like a coffee shop franchise, and that investment was $350,000. But we love the simplicity of the system, right? This is what you do, this is how you do it, this is how you rock up. And I think in traditional business, it's hard to do that because you've got to come up with those systems yourself, and no one's really showing you the way. You can have a business coach. The business coach is someone that is going to get paid either way, whether you succeed or not. But the franchise model is a different model, right? Usually the franchisee or the person that you buy the franchise from is only paid if you create success, if the system works. So when we looked at that traditional business model of like $350,000 to get started, and they're projecting 5 years to make a return on it, and then we look at the Juice Plus business model, and you can make your investment back in the first month, like that just blew my mind. The simplicity of the system, sure, it worked to create the success that you want to create, but the simplicity of the system and being able to get a return on your investment so quickly was just mind-blowing for us.
I loved that I could fit this in and do something that I was really passionate about. Around that, my boss was dictating my hours and when I had to work, but I could just do this on my own terms, and I loved that. And I was able to fit it into the stolen moments that I had around my day, and that's how I built this, just around in those spare pockets of time, and I loved that flexibility.
It's your cue, big dog.
I'm staring at you because it's your turn.
Yeah, so for me, right, being a trainer, I come across so many different products and companies all the time getting pitched to me, and for me, this just made sense. And I thought, more than that, I found a community of like-minded people, and I just felt like, this is my tribe, like this is my family, people that are, into bettering themselves, making a positive impact in the world, changing lives, and also entrepreneurial and ambitious, which I was. So to have a product that fit my integrity and my values, and a community of people that would support me and help me grow, that's what got me really excited about the future, to help me get out of the financial pain that I was in, which so many people are in right now.
I love it, buddy. I've loved connecting with you over the years too. It's been awesome, hasn't it? For all of us to see it sort of come together. For me, it was about this. It was about stories and people and community. I hadn't been around anything ever that had so many genuine people just showing up and being present without an agenda. And they were there, and I thought, you know what, if we can link arms and do this, everything else is taken care of. And I'd had my own business, I'd done that, I didn't want to do heavy lifting on that front anymore. With this, it was simply, right, we just get to connect. If we do that, that was a little maybe confronting because, wow, I've got to get real too. But that was the magic, and I thought, wow, that's it. This is it. And that's where it made that's where it hit home for me. That's where it stayed and always will be.
I think when we said yes to the business, it was such a time in life where we just felt defeated. We'd come out of the financial crisis and we'd won big in business and we'd lost big. And I was just wanting something safe and secure and easy, not really convinced that existed. So I think the first gift for us was community, and a place where we could earn while we learn and find our feet and still be a stay-at-home mum without big expectations and big responsibilities. So I had to build my own self-confidence, and I just didn't know that it existed, that there was a tribe of mentors that had gone before us that already had the skills that had a direct investment into seeing us succeed. So we never had that in business, and I certainly didn't have that in the corporate world. It was competitive and, kind of cutthroat, whereas this was collaborative. And so the first gift for me was definitely belief, others believing in me when I certainly, was very low on self-belief. And then the gifts from there was even, an extra few hundred a month back then was a game changer for us, because we were on one income. And even though I didn't know if I could actually do the business, I was already doing the business. So the thing that, my friend Lauren pointed out to me was, you already do the business. Your mum's taking this, your dad's taking this, your brother, your sister, these 8 orders are already here. This is a couple of extra hundred a month. And that's when the penny dropped for me, that I don't have to go and be salesy. I don't have to have any special extra skills. That this was a word of mouth marketing. It was me sharing my story, which I was already doing. So to get paid on top of what I was already doing, that's when the wheels started turning for me, and I took it a little more seriously.
Well, I do want to say that if you want to do Juice Plus, you've definitely got to have a haircut like this. And I'm just sitting here noticing that, other than Ant, all the boys have got like this side part. So make sure you know the rules. Like sooner or later, you're going to end up with a haircut like this. So anyway, I just want to lighten up.
Stay on point.
Yeah. I think for me, like you shared before, I think there's many of us that are ambitious and driven and hardworking, and I think that comes a little bit with the Aussie culture. Like, we're hardworking and a bit, I don't know, that Aussie battler thing, that we almost have to work so hard and success doesn't have to be the answer. And I think certainly I was like that. I was always up working and doing hours, and certainly I was frustrated in my life about, why am I working so hard? And I saw people around me creating so much success in life, and I probably came to a conclusion that maybe I just wasn't on the right vehicle, and I think as reluctant as I was to come and have another look at Juice Plus, because I'd actually known about it 3-4 years earlier, it was that second time of enough is enough. The definition of insanity is keep doing the same thing over and over and again and expecting a different result. And I think when I made a decision that, you know what, I'm going to give this a real go, I treat it like a business right from the beginning. I came with that traditional business mindset, that work ethic. But what I love about the Juice Plus company, it rewards your efforts. Not only just for today, but what it can be 2, 3 and 5 years where I'm at now. Like, it's kind of surreal to think that you can find a vehicle that you can work and that has the potential to pay you for the rest of your life. It's an amazing business model.
And to speak to that, I suppose, how do you know you're going to get paid in 5 years? Because the company's been around for 50, right?
Yeah.
And it's unique. We're building a partnership. We've decided to partner with the company, and there needs to be some assurity that it's going to be there in 10, 15, 20 years, which is, for me, it's retirement, right? I want this vehicle to pay for us through retirement. So, I have that confidence because I know where it's been in the last 50 years, that it'll be there in another 20, 30, 40, 50 years.
Yeah. And one of the stats that I have come across is that in the profession of network marketing, is that the acquisition that happens, the people that are actually buying the products are not always customers. The thing that I think sets Juice Plus apart from so many other companies, that 85% of all sales that come from our company, within our company, are actual just customers buying the product. What that says to me is people purchase the product because they love the product, not because they have to. And I think, I honestly believe that Juice Plus kind of left all the awesome stuff in around network marketing and may let some of the other stuff out, which I think is important.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was our experience. We took it for years. We took it for years before the business was really there, and the probably the great part about it, there was never any pressure. There was never any you must, you should. Well, I don't even know if we could have handled that in our life at the time. We had a toddler and a busy life, and it was only when it started to make sense to us that's when, okay, well, you could have a look at this. This could be some income, and that made sense. So it was always, it was wonderful to have that. We always had that support.